In today's video, I'm going to teach you 26. How to manage floating and fixed connectors in Draw.io. Start by heading to the Draw.io website and make sure you're at your main dashboard. For this walkthrough, I've already placed two sample boxes on the canvas to demonstrate the difference between floating and fixed connectors. On my board, the floating connectors are shown in blue and the fixed connectors are shown in green, just to make the contrast easy to see. The colors are only for illustration. The technique is what matters. Let's begin with the floating connectors. Imagine you have boxes on your screen just like mine. Click one of the shapes to select it. When it's selected, you'll notice light blue dots around the edges of the shape. These are connection handles you can use to start a connector. You'll also see a small arrow icon pointing to the right. This is the Quick Connect arrow. Click that arrow. A small panel appears with different options for creating or connecting to shapes. For what we want right now, focus on the Simple Connector option, represented by a basic dot or line. Choose that, and you'll see a connector begin from your current shape. Drag that connector toward the other box labeled for Floating Connectors and release when it snaps to the shape. That's it. That's how you manage a floating connector. It attaches to the shape as a whole, and Draw.io will pick a sensible attachment point for you. Now switch your attention to the box labeled Fixed Connectors. Here, you don't need to click the shape first, just hover over it. As you hover, you'll see X marks appear along the edges. These X marks are fixed connection points. Click one X to start your connector, then drag it to the other box and let it snap. Take your time lining it up. Zooming in slightly can make it easier to hit the exact point. To spot the differences, look at the connector ends. On floating connectors, the ends appear as small circles because they're attached to the shape generally. On fixed connectors, the ends align with those X marks, meaning they're anchored to specific points. Now let's move things around to see behavior in action. If you move the first shape in the floating connector example, it follows along and reconnects nicely. That's normal. But if you move the second shape in the floating setup, you may notice the connector doesn't stay perfectly intact or anchored to a specific spot. In contrast, when you move the second shape in the fixed connectors example, the line remains attached to the exact X point you chose, keeping the connection stable. And that's it. Congratulations. You've seen how to create and distinguish floating and fixed connectors in Draw.io and how they behave when you rearrange your diagram.